Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture is titled A Message from Earth. So, what do we see here? Well, here we see a message sent from Earth back in 1974, and it was sent not to a nearby star, but actually to a distant globular star cluster known as M13. And it's an attempt to communicate with other civilizations, although because of the distance of this cluster, they would not even get the message for 25,000 years. And if someone were to reply, it would take another 25,000 years for that reply to reach us. So it was more of a symbolic thing than actually an attempt to communicate, as we cannot expect an answer for a very long time. Now, within this was encoded in a very specific way, and in fact, it's a set of 1,679 blocks or pixels in it. And that was specifically chosen as what is known as a semi-prime number. And in fact, it means it can only be displayed two ways. You can either display it as 73 by 23 or 23 by 73. And that means that someone trying to decipher it only has two ways to put it into a complete block. And there's now no other ways to do it. You can imagine if you used more common numbers that were easier, you could have multiple different ways of doing it, and it might take a while to be able to decipher it. Now, the coding itself is just a set of binary code that was sent out, and it shows a number of different things. At the very top in the white are the numbers from 1 to 10. Then we see in the purple the atomic numbers of 5 different elements: hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and phosphorus, the elements that make up our DNA. Below that in the green, we see the chemical compounds that make up our DNA directly. And below that, we can see an image of the DNA double helix, as well as a count of the number of nucleotides which are in the entire genome. Below that, in the red, we see a figure of a human put together there, put to approximate dimensions, and in fact, it's an height of an average man at about 5'9". Off to the left is encoded there. And then off to the right, we get the entire population of Earth of about 4 billion when this was sent. In yellow, we see our solar system, the sun being the 9 blocks there, and the 9 planets at the time, Mercury through Pluto, being noted here, and separated a little bit by size with single dots for the smaller planets, 3 for Jupiter and Saturn, 2 for Uranus and Neptune. In the purple is the Arecibo telescope. Down below, and finally, at the bottom is the coding for the size of that telescope, telling how large it was. So there's a lot of information encoded in this message that was sent, and a chance for some alien civilization someday perhaps to decipher it and learn a little bit more about us here on Earth. So that was our picture of the day, titled A Message from Earth. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be Ocean Galaxy. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.